Welcome back to another episode of The Real Teachers of Atlanta. I am Nikki.
I'm Joya.
And
I'm Ty.
And today we're going to be talking about when ICE shows up, schools fear and fight to protect families. Is that good?
Okay.
Is that good? Okay, we did it. Okay.
Okay.
We got the queens in the house, y'all.
Anyways, this is a serious topic we know that is going around right now, especially amidst all of the No Kings rallies and the birthday parade and the ICE raids that have been going around. And I think one thing that we have found that hasn't been talked about a lot is ICE in schools. We've seen a few, I think I've seen a few articles, but not a lot. And we haven't really talked about it. I've seen a lot of people talking about how that's impacting students and their families surrounding schools. So let's dive in.
Let's get into it. Joy?
I think it's definitely impacting students, obviously, and families. We are seeing we have seen a larger population of Hispanic students in the school system. I know for myself, they don't get the assistance that they need. I think in certain public schools, I do believe that more of the students should have access to more ESOL teachers, teachers that can help to guide them, coming from not changing their language, but learning the English language to a proficiency level from a teacher that is a Spanish-speaking teacher.
Or whatever language.
Or whatever language they speak, right. So, I don't know. I think that it's obviously a shame that families are being separated. We've seen kind of like the slow boil of this happening. But I guess the question is, how is it affecting students? It was affecting students before Trump was in office. I know a lot of my former students, their families were deported. A lot of their, moms and dads were forced to go back to their original home country. And it does affect the psyche of students because they're torn from their families, obviously. So it does put a mental strain on students and how they perform in school when they're already struggling with the language, and now they're struggling with the stress of, okay, is someone going to come and get my mom or my dad or my siblings?
Yeah.
It's never a good thing when families are torn apart.
At all, yeah. I think something that we have to consider too is that everybody's impacted, truthfully, because one, it's probably, it's tough to say probably, it is scary to have, any sort of government agencies basically pop up into your schools, which we've seen happening, ICE raids at schools. We've seen happen more with this administration, but deportation, ICE raids, people being sent back and separation of families is not a new concept, to your point, in America. It is hard to service every single student from every single language in every single school. So I want that to be stated. So a lot of times schools, if we have a population that of our ESOL students who are primarily Spanish speaking, then that is who you're going to see more heavily catered to. If it's Japanese, you're going to see that more heavily catered to. If there is someone who can support that language. That is not always the case. You don't always have a native, Japanese speaker in a school that's servicing those students. Now, is it more likely if you have a larger community of that? Then sure, but it's not always, that's just simply not always the case. But I feel like what you have to realize is the thing is people can be here 20 years and have children that are born here, and those children are first generation English speakers, but because they're born here, they are American and therefore not subject to those same regulations, and that is what's causing the separation of families. And so those students are still struggling with the language, even though they were born here. And I feel like a lot of the little nuanced things with being a first generation or even a second generation American, that happens. People are allowed, you don't have to be an American to buy a home, to open a bank account, to hold a job. You just, and having your green card doesn't always exempt you from deportation either.
Right.
So, like, I know a few families at this point where their children are American, but they face deportation and they are kind of trapped. They're just here and they can't leave. They can't go visit family in other countries or in their home countries. So I think there's that like, just imagine that being your story as you go to school every single day. Every day you're worried, to your point, about, is this going to be the last time? Like, when I leave my family this morning, are they going to be home when I get back?
Well, I think the idea is, from a citizen of this country, you want to make sure that the people that come in have the best intentions. And so everyone that is coming into this country, they are not a part of some type of criminal enterprise.
Right.
They want a better life for their family.
Right.
Majority of them. But there has to be a sense of order.
Sure.
So that it doesn't put I'm trying to figure out how to say this. So that it doesn't put a strain on different parts of the country. And then you want to also make sure that these people have housing, that they have access to jobs, that they have access to, obviously there's a language barrier. So there are certain ways that you have to do it. And there are certain ways that our American government, I believe, we have to have some type of compassion for people who are trying to make a better life for themselves. The people that we say are the founding fathers of this country are immigrants.
Yes.
They technically have no rights to this land.
That's correct.
If you look at the historical portion of this American story that we have, and this is really the reason why they want to rewrite history in the first place, is because they don't really want you to know who has the rights to the land.
They wanted to start at 1776.
Exactly. But it's just not fair how we are trying to shun people who are simply just wanting a better life for themselves. And we don't have a whole hour to devote, okay, well, what is Mexico doing? What is Colombia doing? What are these countries doing that they are not trying to keep citizens in their country? What is happening that is causing people to flee?
And we're leaving. I mean, it's not.
I was going to say the same thing, and we're leaving.
I've seen this on social media, before, and it was, if the country is so great, then why are there people over here? Well, the same thing, vice versa for Americans. Our country, are we saying our country, we supposed to be in America, the greatest country that some people tell it. However, we are going and visiting other countries. Now, immigration, the laws, the paperwork, very tedious.
Very costly.
Very, very costly, I know. And even with that, when you are getting or applying for someone to have a green card status, as an American, they ask you for all that information. Or whoever, if you're a green card holder or an American, whoever is applying for that immigrant to, be legalized, you have to send your tax records. You have to let them know what they're going to be staying. You're in essence, you're responsible for that immigrant that's coming over. So I think it's just the way everything is being done. The way that they're doing things, showing up to school, scaring kids. I mean, they're just showing up to jobs. Like, I was looking at a video, and this guy was on there. He was crying. It was so heartbreaking because the kids, they were either at a graduation, and it was predominantly Hispanics, assuming, I believe it was. And anyway, they was at this graduation, and ICE pulled up. Parents are leaving. They had to leave their children, trying not to get caught by ICE. I don't know, like, if there are parents that are in waiting for their paperwork to go through, because
it's a tedious process.
It's not always 3 to 6 months.
No, it could take 10, 20 years for some people.
It's a minute.
You would be shocked. It's crazy.
But again, these kids were separated, and the children are crying because they don't know what the parents are. Will their parents be home when they get there? Because their parents had to flee. So it's like, how are they vetting these people? Like, how are they finding out? I heard that there was a fee to turn in undocumented immigrants.
I've heard that.
I'm not 100%
I've
sure,
heard that. I haven't seen
but
it.
I did hear there was a fee. And I mean, I hope we're not being that trifling.
Oh, meaning that you will get some
or
type
a reward.
stipend.
There's a reward
to
in
turn
people.
someone who is.
That's what it's been rumored. I haven't
like,
seen
right,
it.
I
I
don't
can't
know.
vet it, but I have seen that as well.
So don't quote me on that. That's just speculation.
But go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You remember? Mm-hmm. So this. I just want to say this really quickly. So when you juxtapose like our history, meaning the melanated people's history, and Hispanics that are going through this issue, in you all's opinion, what role do we have in speaking up about it? What do you feel about that?
Okay.
And then I'll give my opinion.
So
I'll let you go ahead.
first.
I know that we did what we were supposed to do when it came to going out to the polls and trying to vote for who we thought would be a better representation for the U.S. However, that didn't happen. We know that there has been a lot of back and forth over the years between brown and black people. We know that some Hispanics clearly think they're on the other side of the track.
They think they're white.
Okay.
They identify as white.
Yeah, and
or Caucasian.
and they, the history is there. So I won't dig and dive all into that, because if that's what you want to identify, then go ahead.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we're facing the same circumstances, the same systematic racism. Now, you've gotten it all before. It's the same person that's done it to us that's doing it to you now. But what are we supposed to do? I know that they say, we chilling, we line dancing, we out there at the trail ride, we minding our business. I am minding my business, but I cannot say that I'm sorry. I'm empathetic to the situation, because I teach and I have taught a lot of Hispanic kids in the past. So their parents made dumb decisions. I mean, they made a dumb decision. Am I getting out there to protest? Probably not. But I am empathetic to what's going on.
Absolutely.
So for me, it's very similar answer. Ultimately, I was in the voting booth. I stood for you in the voting booth. I had a conversation on a TikTok live with a group that is with some people that are trying to have this like a day of a blackout day or something they were trying to do. Something I can't remember exactly what it was called, but essentially they're they want to have a collective day, a day off. The People's Day Off, I believe is what it's called.
For what?
Where you just don't do anything. I haven't fully vetted that situation, but I was invited to the lab, and interesting enough, this was ultimately the conversation, and I said, when they were talking about what we're doing, I said, well, I just finished painting, doing my dry manicure, because I have learned to do a dry manicure. It's very fun, by the way. And so I had just finished doing a dry manicure at the time of the live. And I said, well, I just finished my dry manicure, and after this, I'm going to go practice boots on the ground, because I have a trip coming up, and I know that's good. We're going to do that. And my fan just came in the mail. And that was my response.
That was your response. Okay.
And the lady was like, well, are you saying that seriously? And I said, yes.
But
Yeah. And
so they wanted you to do a blackout from shopping at stores?
No, I don't. It's the People's Day Off. I think it's what it's called. But I can't give the gist, because I don't recall all the details of what they were trying to do. Nobody said that. But when I said that, they were kind of just like, are you serious? Yes. And the thing is, it's not that we're saying I won't do anything. I'm not protesting.
No, we're tired.
Yes. The thing I'm not going to do is go and stand on the front lines and be your bullet shield. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. And we have to this is, in my opinion, we as Black people have to realize that we have been everybody's bulletproof vest.
Yeah, come on
and
now.
I'm good. I'm drawing, it's 2025, I'm drawing the line. Y'all got it. And I'm not saying that to say I don't empathize, because I do. I've taught so many students of different nationalities, different races, and from different countries. It is truly, truly, truly disheartening to see what is happening. I will advocate from my home. I will advocate for you in the voting booth. This election told me everything I needed to know. And I'm sorry, at the end of the day, it's not the kids' fault, you know what I'm saying? But they were born here. So I'm good the kids are fine. That's the thing we have to remember. They were born here for the most part, right? The kids in my classroom are born here. It's their parents and I hate it. Like it's one of those situations you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. But at the end of the day, I just can't be the punching bag anymore. I don't feel like Black people need to be the punching bag for America anymore. Every time there's a mobilization of some sort, whether there's a women's movement, whether it's this or anything else, we're always first. Everybody want us to join hands. As soon as we need somewhere to get.
Take a breath.
Well, I think this is probably the first time.
I'm passionate about that.
Even for the ones that are here. They don't be out there marching with us.
Who?
I mean, I don't march, but I'm just saying, even for,
No, I mean, when you look at the list of marches and protests and burnings and
we done.
We have stayed in this country. We have fought for this country. We have begged in this country.
And we
voted in this country. Other countries during the toughest times for us, we weren't really allowed sanctuary there. We had to stay and fight here.
Yeah.
Now that you had pockets of countries that would allow certain entertainers to thrive, but as a whole, we had to stay here and fight. And that's what we did. We laid the foundation for the civil rights movement for everyone. Now, we inadvertently did that. Initially, we did it for us because it was a cry for us to just be treated as basic human beings. But then it's like, okay, well, all people should be treated as such. So we've laid the foundation, we've laid the groundwork. I don't really know what is expected of us. I don't know what the expectation is. I don't know what people want from us, because when we have had issues where we have needed other people to band together with us, other races weren't joining arm in arm with us. They weren't out in the front line protesting and being shot and killed. We weren't asking, well, we were asking, the other people just decided not to, other races. For the most part, you had pockets of people, of course, and I don't want to, count those people out. But as a whole,
what was going through the police brutality?
Yeah, I mean, that was like what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
This morning,
so we're talking history and years where we have not had the opportunity to have other people to band with us. So we are empathetic. We wish the best for all parties involved.
Right.
We definitely, and I'm not speaking for all African American people, but I think as a whole, we are compassionate people by nature.
Yeah.
And when we see any type of disenfranchised group of people being marginalized or being torn from their families, this is a picture that we recognize on an epigenetic level. Like our DNA resonates with what we are seeing. But to expect us to get out into the streets with you, that's not going to happen. We are done. Like, as a race of people, we are done.
And we're tired.
And we are tired. So these think pieces of, Black people need, stop worrying about what we're doing.
Yep.
Stop asking us to get out there.
The trail ride.
Stop wondering where we are, and generate all that energy into what is your community going to do as a whole.
Right.
Mirror what we did.
And figure it out.
Because that is what we had to do. And I know that might sound really harsh, but we are not getting out there marching.
Well, what was it? When we look at the Hispanic vote, what was 54% of Hispanics voted for Trump? So at the end of the day, you kind of,
but they had a whole song. What was the song? Y'all seen the song? Hispanics for Trump. They had a whole
Yeah,
song
they
out there
did.
with a
But my
poster.
thing is, y'all house a little divided. So I feel like you just get y'all to
They need to
Quit
you just
thinking
get
that you are not who you are. Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. Must I keep going down the line? Quit
Puerto
thinking
Ricans
that
are
you are
considered
not
US
who
territory,
y'all are.
and they
You
still don't
are
treat you the same.
exactly
who you are.
who you are. You Puerto Rican. You right over there. Y'all, what? No, it's the right out
Dominicans
there.
right next to
Right there in Haiti. What's the issue? Like, quit. I'm not even going to get excited. We're not even going to have a history lesson. They're showing you right now exactly who you are right now. And it amazes me if you see the ban, the different countries that are being banned, the same countries that have been stripped for so many years. But hey, that's a whole nother subject. But you could see the list of countries.
But the thing is, like, what's crazy? Well, I won't say what's crazy. I feel like people forget that proximity to whiteness does not make you white.
It sure doesn't.
It just makes you a closer target. Like, what's the? I don't get it. Like, how did we miss that? Not us, but how is that a miss? I feel like
some
that's
people
what
have
happened.
to be shown things, and then there are some that have to actually experience it.
True.
When you're looking at the TV and you're seeing Hispanic people in the streets, and you have a man on a horse beating a person from the horse, again, that's what
with
a stick, and where people are flabbergasted. They're like, "Oh my God, did you see that?"
But when it was us,
baby, we done got bit by the dog.
what hole?
The
down?
hole
How angry do you gotta be to put a
blown
hole?
up at the church?
Drag behind the trucks.
Okay.
We've
With
seen
the
it all.
chains hung
seen
from
it
the
all.
tree.
We've
What?
seen it all. We have seen it.
And this ain't
all.
even old news. This ain't even old. Just because they put
this
the picture.
is actually light.
This
This is,
ain't y'all
and I
ain't
know
getting
it
the
might
work.
sound harsh.
You ain't even
This is
getting
light
the
work.
This ain't even a word.
Now we're not saying that it's not something that's terrible.
It is.
And I know y'all gonna say, "Oh, it's not funny."
It's not, but it's reality.
No, we're not laughing at the situation. It's almost as if we can't even begin to like if you don't have a history lesson, we can't even begin to break down. And I'm not trying to make this about melanated people, but when we are asked to participate,
Yeah, y'all called us.
because we're at the trail ride,
Chilling, eating
we got the fans
at the cookout.
we're reading, getting healthy, exercising,
Yeah, baby, I got 2 abs. You let me
going
get
to
4 more.
therapy, meditating.
Amen.
And what
Mine
we
and
got to do, we have really progress. And we need to be celebrating ourselves because we're not out there. This is, we chilling. I mean, we see y'all, we hear y'all, but at the end of the day, we try to tell y'all.
Yeah.
But who wants to listen to the...
And what's even worse about it is that we heard... Not us, but the lies were spewed.
The coloreds.
The lies were spewed. Oh, they taking your jobs. Y'all believed the propaganda. People believed the propaganda. Oh, they're taking our jobs. They're doing this. They're doing that. They're taking all the resources and the money. It didn't even take...
What did you really think was going to happen?
Like, first of all, where's the last time you saw... I'm not saying this to seem like I'm picking at anybody particularly, but I'm just saying, when you go to these farms where these people are picking fruit and vegetables for pennies on the dollar,
If that.
when's the last time you saw any group of Caucasians, white people, out in the field baking in a sun, turning cherry red?
Let me tell you the last time you saw that.
Never.
I'm gonna tell you the last time you saw that. When they got, when they got on the boats, and they came, and when they were fleeing Europe because they didn't like being underneath the thumb and the dictatorship of the king, so they want to flee that trauma that they were experiencing.
Another king now.
So they came over here and they tried to farm for themselves. They tried to fend for themselves. They were dropping like
burn them up.
They were dropping like flies. They didn't know how to tend the land. That was the last time you saw that. And guess who stepped in?
And they said, we got...
Guess who stepped in? the indigenous people of this land stepped in and saved them. See, that's the history that they don't want you to talk about.
That's the history that they're taking out the books.
Well, they don't want that because then they killed them off. And they said, well, now they're gone. We need somebody else. And then what? Here we are having this conversation. So
I just pray
nobody was looking for those jobs. That's my point.
Yeah.
Nobody, y'all, they weren't looking for those jobs. Ain't nobody taking y'all jobs.
Because they want to provide for their families.
That's all they wanted.
That's it. They just want to play because America has bulldozed its way through the world, pushing the gospel of democracy. You shouldn't have this religion. You need to live like this. Be more American. You need to dress like this. You need to eat like this. Be more. America is, when you start traveling around the world, you notice that America is one of the youngest countries. We have no real old buildings, and artifacts, and these people just want to come here, live a quiet life, and work for their families.
Yeah, but not everyone is a terrorist. And we haven't took care of the terrorists in our own country.
That part, I was going to say the same thing.
School shooters. But, I digress.
That's the thing, too, is we keep talking about, and I'm glad you pointed it out, I've seen several videos of, I saw one in particular, the guy was like, we keep talking about the murderers and the rapists and all that stuff coming over here.
Domestic.
I ain't never seen nobody spend as much money as it costs to come over here
Domestic.
to do that. Yeah. And we ain't even dealt with the stuff right here. We have a gun problem. We have a drug problem. We have a money problem. We got problems out the wazoo. We got a dictator problem. And nobody's concerned about that. We got folks. I mean, hell, we put one in the White House, and
some of y'all walking around here was getting a little disrespectful. I don't know who told.
Say it. Go ahead.
I ain't gonna say it.
Go ahead and say it, Ty, please. We got 2 minutes on the clock.
I ain't gonna do it.
Okay. Go ahead.
I can't really say what I really want to say.
Okay.
Well,
look at Dre.
Sometimes you got what they say before you.
No, just saying how
ain't that a little song?
That's what it's saying.
That's what the song says.
Look, I don't fear any race, to be honest. There was no other color I ever wanted to be. So, I know how history has portrayed the person of my skin color. However, I know the other part of my history, and I think that's where my mentality lives at. Like, I really think we're top tier. So when you're handling me a different way because you think that you on the other side of history, that you with them people, and you start getting fancy and getting beside yourself. Oh, now here we are, because I really think you thought, I don't know why you thought this was a superior race, that you can treat us like you're treating us.
They drank the white supremacy Kool-Aid. That's why.
Okay.
Every country
just bring it on in.
Taking a sip of the Kool-Aid. They believe
and
that
they
is
themselves like, we it though.
If we truly, as a nation, took the 2 seconds to really assess what was going on and really apply just a little bit of critical thinking, common sense, comprehension, all the things that actually in the U.S. our education system lacks in providing. Maybe that's the problem.
Okay.
Because we lack as a people, because they always say a group of people is dumb. One person is good, is smart. But when you get into that group think, we don't think in a group. You know what I mean?
Right.
In the group, it's whoever's the loudest gets the attention. And sometimes the loudest is probably the wrongest.
Yeah.
You know? And we have to start challenging the thinking of our political leaders. We have to start challenging the actions of our political leaders. We have to start challenging our neighbors and the things that we hear. I saw an article. I even made a video about it because this lady was like, yeah, DoorDash is calling ICE on people. And, and mind you, it's an article that looks real. It's breaking news. It's got a girl doing Instacart. There are so many misspelled words and grammar issues that it would have made you throw up, honestly. It was really bad. And the fact that I picked up on it told me everything I needed to know about this article. Then at the bottom, there's a Canva logo. So I was like,
oh, God.
And mind you, this is a viral post, meaning someone went to Canva, and typed up a little article, posted it, and has people, I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of comments of people. I'm canceling my DoorDash subscription. Y'all don't think. And that is how we arrived
Not the
here.
fishing.
Because you gotta think about it. That's at the core of it. They went to the election.
No, you're right.
Didn't think.
You're right.
Yeah.
They were like, "This sounds like a great plan. They're stealing our jobs. Fool, you ain't worked. You've been getting SSI disability since you was born. What you mean?"
What did I tell you all was the name of the game?
What was that?
Go ahead. You want to say something?
No, I just
You know,
remember.
I'm gonna remember.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, and it's not all Hispanics. Again, they're not the only ones getting deported.
Nope.
And but that's that thinking. Just what we talked about. I did forget. I was gonna say something. No, what? I can't remember.
What I was gonna say is that if you want to make change, people, okay, I think as a group they're gonna have to say, okay, protesting gets the attention of the world, right? But all of these people that are picking fruit and vegetables and working in these, and just don't go to work. Just don't do it.
They already ain't paying you fair anyway.
Just don't go to work.
That's how you do it.
The bus boycott lasted for what? Was it 360 something days?
Who you telling don't go to work?
No.
Oh, that's what the People's Day Off thing is for.
No, I'm talking about when the bus boycott.
It was like over a year. Wasn't it?
It was over a year.
It was over a year.
And we banded together, and then we made change because the only language they understand is the
green.
dollar bill. That's it.
That's it.
And I don't want to hear about, it's y'all making it a race thing. It is a race thing.
No, it is. It is.
Right now, we're looking at a race war.
Yes.
This world's looking at a race war. That's what's happening right now. If you turn on the channels, you can see what's happening in California.
Yeah.
You can see
It's intentional.
in New York.
Have you seen the map?
And then
You've seen
the man from Florida,
There you go. Lord Jesus.
he gets on there like he big dogging.
Because he think he didn't.
Like he really big dogging. Like they
Hyped up, yeah.
he letting you know what he gonna do. He gonna lay you down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did see
If
that.
you look like
This
Oh, yeah, I saw
you
that.
got people in place talking this type of language.
anywhere else, that's a terroristic threat. Let you say that terrorist, you're going down.
These are your law officials.
Yeah, they show official. And he's still in his job. They was like, yeah, you did a great job.
Gainfully employed on Monday
Got a bonus off your tax dollars.
after getting on national TV
Yes.
saying he gonna lay one down.
Yep.
That's the sum of what he was saying, because he gave you a play by play
What they gonna do?
on how he was gonna
Lay you out.
What is it? He gonna
Lay
put the
you
body
down.
to the side or something?
Yep. And keep it moving. The thing is, like, I know we started talking about with the kids. All of this we're talking about, it was the adults, and as always with education, the adults in the room
Never the
made
kids.
decisions, and the kids bear the brunt of the decisions, because the fallout always impacts the next generation.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
when you went in that voting booth, and if your children or your neighbor's children weren't your focus, and that you weren't voting with their best interests in mind, look at yourself in the mirror and don't call out for us. That's all I gotta say.
And you having these ESOL programs, so like we talked about earlier, the ESOL programs is heavily dependent on Hispanic, the population. So if we have a less population, those services are, teachers are going to be out of position, and for those other drop, of other minorities that need those services.
It's gonna be gone. But you know what's funny though? Do you know what most special education teachers look like?
Guess you got to go to
Not us. So there's that.
who I used to work for, Rosetta Stone.
I'm just saying, we have to remember where the impact lies. There's always a trickle.
Oh, people might think that.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Anyways, well, we hope that you learned something. Learn boots on the ground, cowgirl, and what's the other one? The trail ride.
It's
Work
so
on
many.
that.
It's so
Ty's
many
gonna
of
put
them.
you a tutorial together. We might get one together for y'all. We'll work on that.
Well, it is the
I thought you
end.
wanted a tutorial.
I'm
You gonna
getting
teach me this dance.
Listen, we on summer break, y'all. So y'all will not be seeing us. This is our last taping for season 3. When we come back, we'll be in season 4. Thank you all for following us.
Yes.
Our Facebook has tremendously grown, and we're so grateful for that. Our IG is now 26 strong.
Yes.
We are waiting to get at least 30 by the end of the summer.
And we need y'all on YouTube. We would love to see y'all watching our full episodes on our YouTube. Go ahead and hype us up over there. Thank you. We appreciate that.
I don't know what TikTok is doing.
It's been growing.
I'm glad, trying to throw out numbers because, Rose and I always go back and forth. She's always fighting against us, but
I'm not fighting against you.
But anyway, that's a little inside competition.
We're working on it.
Little thing we got going on, but for real though, y'all stay safe out there. Y'all have a wonderful summer. Find you some things that you can tap into. I'll be writing. I have a book coming out.
I'm going to be putting a lot more makeup content out and doing some vacationing and more blogging.
Got a couple shows coming up. Still acting.
And you just had a show?
Yes.
Oh, yes, and I just had a show, Color Museum, that just wrapped 2 weeks ago.
So if you're in Atlanta, make sure you pop in and see her.
Come see me.
We're trying to be booked and busy.
Amen.
And our producer is ready to go.
Your battery's running out.
Oh.
Okay, well, we love you.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Have a good
Have a good summer.
Have a good summer. Bye.
We got the queens in the house